I was going to start with the community, community tag of 75, 77 questions, whatever it is. I know that Ladygravedancer had 77 questions written there, but I watched the video twice and I only came up with 75. So I'm going to do them backwards just because that's the page I have in front of me. Do you believe the deities are all from one place? No. Outside of YouTube, do you have any witchy friends? No. I don't really have any friends here in town. And I don't know how many I really have on YouTube. I'm being totally honest here. What is your favorite magical study? That would be probably like divination and interpreting signs and omens. Do you know any good witchy phone apps? No, I have an old-fashioned flip phone and I do not have the internet on my telephone. And I've done that for a reason, on purpose. Who helped you the most when you were starting out on your path? Nobody. When I started out, I was completely alone in things. I didn't actually meet anybody else who was into any kind of occultism until I was well into my late 20s, early 30s. What, if anything, do you reuse after a spell or ritual? Sometimes I will reuse stones, and if I've made any mojo bags, depending on what they're for, I will reuse them. What are your totem animals? At the moment, I'm really going to say spider, because spiders seem to appear out of thin air sometimes. I'm always walking into spider webs and finding them on my doorway, and there always seems to be a spider somewhere lurking around. If you come from a Christian background, what did you find hard about it with family? I have been on my personal path for, I'll have to do math here, since I was like 14, 15 years old, so almost 30 years itself. And it's just my half my family doesn't bat an eye, and the other half doesn't know. So, do you prefer to do rituals outside or inside? I live in a city. There's really no way to do anything outside around here, and the nearest farms or wooded areas are all private property. So inside, I have to say inside. Do you always use your own spells or tweak others? A little bit of both. It depends on what it is I need to do and how far ahead I plan it. Like if it's something that is kind of spur of the moment, then No, I don't tweak anything. I don't use anybody else's stuff. I just literally go off the fly. Do you have a pre-ritual ritual? Again, it really depends on what needs to be done and how far ahead I plan for it. But there's definitely meditation through pretty much every situation. What is your favorite witchy book? Does that mean fiction or nonfiction? Okay, I'll tell you what. For nonfiction, and it's this one right here, as far as fiction, I would have to say The Witches of Eastwick. Do you have a happy place you go to for meditation? No. No, I don't. Would you ever teach the craft? No. I'm not qualified, and I don't have the patience. I just don't have the patience. What is the most recent spell or ritual that you've done? I did a money flow for a friend. It's the one I can tell you about. I did a money flow for a friend. Do you use any legal herbs for your moods? Does mugwort count? If mugwort counts, then yes. Do you believe in ghosts and spirits? Extremely. I've talked about them on my Wicked and Weird videos. Do you believe in fantasy creatures like unicorns, fairies, gnomes, etc.? Yes on the fairies. I swear there's like gremlins or gnomes or something running around here all the time because things move on their own. You put a necklace down on the table, you get up in the morning, and it's on the floor. Yeah, necklaces are tangled together, things like that. So, yes. Where is your favorite place to go to reconnect with nature? There really isn't a lot of places around here to go. There's a small park that's not really technically a park. It's a bench with a couple of trees and a stream, so to speak, going through it. Just down the street from where I live, so that I guess would have to be it. What is your favorite candle or incense scent for magic? Sandalwood. I know a lot of people prefer patchouli, but patchouli makes me sick to my stomach. I can't stand it. So sandalwood. Was your first spell alone or with a coven? This was my question. This is one I asked. I don't know if we're technically supposed to answer our own questions, but I'm going to. My first spell that I did, that I can honestly 100% say that is a spell, I did on my own. Which fictional witch book or show movie inspired you the most? Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Hands down, Elvira. If I ever decide to grow up, I want to be Elvira. Do you prefer to buy or make your tools? I would prefer to make them, but my crafting skills suck, so I would have to say to buy them. What area would you like to see your craft grow? Herbs. Maybe necromancy, but definitely herbs. I wish I had paid more attention when I was younger to that kind of stuff. What candle color do you use the most? Red and pink if I can get my hands on them, but most of the time white, simply because that's what's mostly available around here, and I don't order candles or stuff the way I used to. What type of pagan are you? Can I say eclectic chaos? How and when did you know you wanted to be on this path? I've been on this path since I was 14, 15 years old, and it's just something that's just kind of naturally I gravitated to. I don't think there was any thinking about it. Daywalker or nightcomer? Okay, you know what? I've got to say this. Are you asking me if I prefer the Blade series over the Penny Dreadfuls? Are you asking me if I prefer vampires over witches? Are you asking me what time of day do I prefer? Sunrise and sunset. I'm most connected to sunrise and sunset. And I prefer the Blade, Wesley Snipes, you know, over the Penny Dreadfuls, and I prefer vampires over witches. Okay. I don't know if you meant it as a serious question or a fun question, but there, I've covered all the bases. What is your general meditation practice? I am one of those people that has to have everything completely quiet, and I just have to sit there and empty my mind. Kind of the way you see them make fun of us when in movies and stuff. I am the cliche. I have to be that's just the way I am.